yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. You know all my struggles. You know.
I think this is a national holiday. Sneakerhead City is here. I got somebody that I could really talk some kicks with, man. Jeremy Guthrie, how you doing?
Doing great. So great to meet you, be with you. Fantastic.
All right, so we got to first start off, man, the foamposites. So hoopers don't hoop in foamposites, right? Then all of a sudden,
I mean, we're not going to call
Mike Bibby.
Mike Bibby.
Well, the Arizona guys, they did.
Okay.
But a lot of guys.
And they were what?
They were hoopers.
Champions.
You're right.
Okay.
But a lot of guys complain about not wanting to play in them, right?
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, there's a baseball pitcher decides he's going to spike a pair up. How was that for you?
Listen, I graduated in 1997, so I grew up on Pac-10 basketball. O'Bannon brothers in '95, Miles Simon, the whole crew, Bibby and these boys in '97. So foamposites are a historic shoe. And so when I was thinking about doing a conversion with custom cleats, which will convert any sneaker into a spike, I'm like, I got to do something that pays homage to kind of my era of basketball. So the foamposite was a no-brainer. They released a pair of blue and gray ones, which were just perfect. I'm not even sure what the name was for those. They have a name for that?
I don't think they do.
The blue and gray foamposite. Put it with the spikes on it, wore it for the Kansas City Royals, matched the uniform color perfect, pitched with them actually back at my old stomping grounds, Camden Yards, against the Baltimore Orioles. So it was perfect. It was beautiful, an amazing pair, and just had to be done.
All right, so you spoke about custom cleats. And I think this is really dope because you being a former player and being able to understand the technology and how the comfort and different things, how it should be done. Can you talk about custom cleats?
Well, Custom Cleats is a company that I'm partners with. And really for me, what it does is it just provides I think above all, it provides the chance for a player to play any sport, whether it's golf, softball, lacrosse, football, whatever it might be, in the sneaker they want to play it in. Number one, for style. Like for me, it was all about being in this shoe that I wanted to express myself, who I was. So my first pair I ever did were Air Jordan 1s, black and orange colorway, while I was pitching for the Baltimore Orioles. And then on top of that, it gives you better comfort. If you love the shoe you hoop in or that you walk around in, it's going to feel the same. All we do is add a little cleat bottom to it. We have a process where we carve out part of the shoe and do a transformation of it and make it a cleat. So for me, it's a no-brainer. We have tons of really amazing customers really around the world. We get calls from all over the place wanting to convert their shoes into cleats. So if you want to find out, you can go to Custom Cleats, our Instagram, at Custom Cleats or CustomCleats.com. But it's the rage.
So I feel like you're one of the, I know in the sneaker community we call it OGs, but I feel like that does suit you well because a lot of guys weren't doing what you were doing when you were playing for us, like, you know, wearing the kicks that we would see streetwear, right? Like out in the streets, you were wearing them on the field. Now that you see it in baseball, guys are actually embracing that. And baseball as a whole, MLB, they're embracing sneaker culture. How do you feel about that now?
Well, I think it's really amazing because you're right. When I began my career in 07, not a whole bunch of sneaker heads, let alone people that were expressing themselves with footwear in a different level. That space didn't really exist. So I appreciate those who would refer to me as an OG sneakerhead. I remember my first pair of Jordans were Sky Jordans when I was 7 years old in 1986. So I know there's a lot more OG than that going back into the 70s, the Air Force One era in the early 80s. But in terms of taking shoes, I used to doctor them up. I'd cut up my Barkley Air Max, I'd cut the straps off, use the Velcro to put other things off of other Nike shoes. So I've been customizing my own sneakers since I was in middle school. I was the kid, cleaning my sneakers at timeouts when they were stepping on my Jordan 7s in 7th grade. Like, don't be making my sneakers look dirty. Wearing sneakers, everyone wears a sneaker with their suit now. That's been going on for 20 plus years. At prom 1995, I'm wearing the black and white tuxedo with the Concord 11 a la Boys to Men. So I like to consider myself an OG, but if you have to tell someone you're an OG, then you probably really aren't one. That's kind of my philosophy on that. So the fact that everyone's into it, I love it. It just makes the industry that much better. It's a great community, and so we welcome and embrace anyone that wants to join the sneakerhead community. I'm not one of those haters like, you're not an OG. You don't, this is new thing. Don't mess with us. We've been doing this for 30 years, but the more the merrier.
I love it. Sneaker Mount Rushmore, silhouettes. The four that go on the Mount Rushmore.
Nike Air Go LWP came out in 1995, I believe. big ballers that wore them. Anthony Hardaway, Jason Kidd, Reggie Miller were three of the biggest to wear it. Nike Air Zoom with the big old eyeballs. What do we call those? Just Zoom?
Zoom, Zoom Air.
Their first Zoom Air, really.
Zoom Air, yeah.
Who are our guys that wore that? I mean, Brent Berry won the dunk contest in '96, wearing the white and red colorway that just came out. I see those sitting on shelves at Foot Locker Champs. Air Mora Tempo, the ones that Ray Allen wore at UConn, the white Obsidian colorway. Tim Duncan wore the white and black colorway. You notice I'm throwing a bunch of Nike basketball. I mean, Nike basketball in that era was everything to me.
That was the Foam Police era.
All day. And then I say lastly, Air Jordan 11. That's my Mount Rushmore of silhouettes of basketball sneakers, or any sneaker really for that matter.
I love it. So, outside of, obviously doing your thing with custom cleats, you're in broadcasting.
Yeah.
How's that been an adjustment for you to do that?
I started broadcasting this spring training. The Royals have given me the opportunity to do about 50 games this season. It's been a blast. I love this game of baseball. The people inside the game are as great a people as you'll ever find. So being able to reconnect with former teammates, coaches, people from the broadcast teams, the media teams, it's been a real thrill. I'm only 2 weeks into it, but I'm hoping this is a long career ahead of me in broadcasting and keep me close to this amazing game. The new athletes that are coming up that are just so impressive at what they do, far better than I ever would have been in my career. So it's fun, and I really respect them.
Speaking of new athletes, man, the WBC, that Shohei versus Trout, them being teammates, and many people deem them in baseball as the 1 and 2 or the best players in baseball. Watching it as not only a former player, but just a fan of the sport, how was that for you?
I think the World Baseball Classic this year went as well as it could have possibly gone, with the exception of Mike Trout hitting the walk-off. Maybe that would have been the ultimate, but I played in the World Baseball Classic in 2009. We made it to the finals, semifinals. We lost to Daisuke Matsuzaka and Team Japan in LA. The event is incredible. I loved being a part of it. I'm really pleased that fans took to it and that the games were so competitive, that we had the game's best on the team. I know Bryce Harper's another one I'd love to see Bryce play in the future. I'd love to see guys, these top pitchers in the game. Would be incredible to see them as well. But the event was a 10 out of 10 in my opinion, and it ended in the most perfect way it could have ended, with the two best players in the world facing each other.
I like it. Two more questions. Baseball Mount Rushmore for pitchers, in your opinion.
My Mount Rushmore, and this is obviously my take,
Yeah.
Sandy Koufax is on my Mount Rushmore of pitchers. Roger Clemens is on my Mount Rushmore of pitchers. Jacob deGrom, who'll be pitching here today, depending when you see this video, for the Rangers, is on my Mount Rushmore of pitchers. And who would I give that fourth spot to? Such a tough question.
Let's go. Let's get a reliever now. Let's get a reliever now.
A reliever? What are relievers? We don't want no relievers.
You got one that would do.
Mariano Rivera.
There you go.
One of the most upstanding pitchers, people in the game. I love Mariano Rivera. He was so kind to me and to anyone that he interacted with. So there's my Mount Rushmore for today. I'd probably go home and think, wow, I probably should have put Maddox on there. I was a David Cohn fan when I was younger, but
Cohn's the guy,
if I can give some honorable mentions to the smaller statue, if you will.
All right, cool. Last question. Jeremy Guthrie, the walk-up song. Let's just say, let's flashback. Let's just go back. And let's say you get an opportunity, Game 7, World Series, you got to come in. Imagine this, just at the bottom of the ninth.
I did do this. I've been pitching Game 7 World Series, and it was one guy and one guy only.
Well, let's just say we could do it again, but your walk-up song is named after you. You can pick any artist to do the song, dead or alive. Who do you want to do your song?
I know his first name's going to be Justin.
Okay.
You can have your pick, whether it's Bieber or Timberlake.
Let's do both.
Let's do them both then.
I like that. Well, everybody, I'm going to be sure to post that custom cleats link on there for y'all for Instagram. Be sure to follow my guy, Jay Guthrie. We'll put his link in there and everything. And by the way, if there's one sneaker that you can get that you don't have in your possession right now, and there's a lot of sneakers that watch this, what shoe are you looking for?
That's a great question. What is left of what I don't have? Because there was two that I had to have, and I got them recently. Maybe the Stewie Griffin LeBron James. That might be, what is this? Is it the
five.
six? The five. I think that might be the one sneaker that I'm actually coveting and trying to go out. There's plenty I would take, but that's the one that I'm 13.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think the person that's gonna be watching this video is probably gonna be hitting me up on Instagram.
You know a
pretty
guy
soon.
that knows a guy that
Oh
might
no,
know
I know
a guy?
I know the direct person, so we're gonna make that happen, man. We gotta make
Appreciate
that happen. Well, Jake up there, appreciate your time, man.
My man, Chris,
appreciate
thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you so
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.